Okay, so now what we seen is how to handle Docker, how to handle images, how to prepare our own images. Whenever we come across anything good image as part of learning, you better try to convert, try to keep with your own repositories. This will save you even after 2 years during any POC or learning or interview or any project testing. This will be very useful. Okay, so now I'm going back to here. So we created image, we have pushed it. Now what we can do is we can go and create some web based image, and then we can run this image and expose it to outside. Okay, copy this. Okay, I'm going here. I'm going to say VIM Docker file. Okay, and I'm just deleting this and I'm going for this one. Basically, I'm going to say Nginx. Okay, and there should be an index.html file. That index.html file we will create it now. So we will say index.html file and enter. Say I wanna be master in all technologies. Also, I want to help cancer children. Okay, so here I'm just giving some text. So in this text, I'm saving it here. Okay, so now we have a Docker file. What is there in the Docker file? We will explain. Copy this, put it in the notepad. First, during the learning, put it in the notepad. So as part of this, we are first downloading. Yes. Uh, yeah, I'll explain. So first we will go with this Ubuntu. We are downloading it and we are updating that OS image, and then we are installing the Nginx and we are copying the index.html to inside this container, and then we are exposing it to 80 port, and then persistently we can add. So I am going to here. So now what we can do is we can create the Docker images, but before that we will clear all the Docker images. Okay, I don't want anything. So I'm going here. Okay, Docker RMI, which we are going here. So we are just remove all the containers. We will first to see what anything is running. I hope everything is exited. So we have removed it. Better we will keep this because we need. So then I will remove all the images because we will start with the complete clear thing. So I'm just going to say force Docker images. So nothing is there. So now we can go here. We have a Docker file. That Docker file requires index.html. So we have it. So what we need to do? We are going here. We are going to already we have a Docker login we have created. Now we are going to push to some repository. Okay, but while pushing the repository, we also can build the own image. So we can first do this Docker build. Instead of this repository, we will create one more repository and we can push it. Then we can tag it. But better we will go with this repository. I will go here. First Docker build. What is the repository we have to create? Go here and go here up.docker.com. Where is that? This one. So go to repositories, create repository and say Nginx app, something like this. So create it. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it here. Paste it here. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put in here, say enter. So basically now we are creating a new image, right? So that image, once it's created, it will also change the naming tag. Wait for some time. So now Docker images. So now the naming also converted fully. Now we need to push it. Either you can first go and change this, or you can do in this command itself. Just now we explained, right? Docker push, Docker push. Now we can say this one, Cloud and Load app latest. Go here and say Docker latest. Come here, enter it. So it's getting pushed out. So go here and refresh it. Make sure you have completed the one Nginx app. Wait. So it got pushed out. So now what we can do is go here and we can run this as a expose. So whatever we did, we also tagged it. That just now we seen one more Docker file, the another Docker file. Now there is a Docker cloud and load -web. You can name anything for your container, and you can download the HTTPD image with 2.4 version. And I am saying port 80, port 8080. So the 8080 port is your base Linux machine. Port 80 is this image port, but I want to expose it to port 8080, right? And I want to create the var temp directly attached. So even if this container goes down, all the files will be still in my local machine. So in your production, you make sure one common network drive, right, or shared disk. That disk has to be mounted here. Can anyone raise your hand in production how you will handle this directory? Basically, I want to remove this, but even if I remove this container, right? This container, because it is going to run in this name. Even if I remove this container, I don't want to lose my files. Can you raise your hand and tell me how to do that? My requirement is I'm your manager, so I'm saying, okay, you go and implement, but coming weekend, even if I delete the container, I should not lose any data. In that case, what you will do in your production before you go for it? Okay, Shruti, go for it. Unmute. Ravi, unmute.
Yeah, Vijay. So we will create a volume on the base machine so that we can, even our container is crashed or it is deleted, or so we will still have data available on our volume on the base operating system.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can either say, for example, yeah, Jim, go ahead, Jim Carlson. So basically, you can create a
It's the same answer.
something.
It's the same answer. It's the same
Okay.
answer. Save the local volume.
Okay, okay. So basically, you can create some network drive and mount it to say /data according to your projects. If you ask my current one, we are doing data underscore project project name. Say Amex and bank or F1. So this way we have created a mount point. If I go to this directory, that means I am in that shared mount directory, mount point. So you can go and copy this. You can put it like this. So in the Linux level, before you go to Docker everything, in the Linux OS itself, you need to make sure couple of common shared mount points. That you will first ensure. Okay, then you can go in this way and say, okay, you mount your web server home directory to my local directory. So since we don't have anything, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate. Okay, I'm assuming my var temp directory. Actually, var temp directory is my local directory, but doesn't matter. We need to just understand the concepts. So go and assume var temp is my actual mount point. This is what I'm going to do it. So I'm going to copy this. D means detach mode. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to paste it. So let's enter it. HTTPD image is not there because we have removed all the containers, all the images. Now it is getting downloaded and it is getting. So we will do it docker ps-a. Yes, if you see here, I'm just executing this. See here, the locally downloaded and locally executed, it is exposed to 8080. What is the local port? This is my container local port, but where it got exposed 8080. Can we check what is the IP address? So go here. What is my machine IP address? The base machine. The base machine IP address. Okay, I'm just going here. So the base machine. Okay, this is the machine where we created Linux CentOS, where we installed the Docker engine, Docker software. In that, I am executing one container. This container, I want to expose it. So while launching, this port is 80, but from outside, I want to access as a 8080. So what is this IP address? What is this IP address? So this IP address I'm going to access with port 8080. What is my IP address? Go here. This is my IP address. Copy this. Go here and say paste it. :8080. Enter. So go here. OK. So now you need to first make sure. I'm just going here. I'm going to going for this. So come down. So we need to first log in inside this. What is the command? So go here and type what is the image. What is the image? So either you can go with the cloud and load -web or the container name. So go here, copy this. So what is the so we will go back to the this one because we haven't. We can go and say user local Apache htdocs. So we can go here cd htdocs. So there is a var temp. So we can go in another window. I'm going for var/var var/temp, var/temp. Okay, and then I'm going to say VAM index.html, index.html. I think we have created one thing, index.html. We can move that index.html. Copy index.html to var/temp. So go to var/temp. So index.html, go here and go here. See here. So I just created a file in my local directory, but the container, since we mapped the the web server root directory to var temp. So in the var temp, if I created one single HTML file, automatically it taken. So anyone who not understand, please raise your hand. I will explain it again. Okay. So we will remove everything. I'm just coming out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put it. And then I'm going to first come out of everything. Okay. And then we will first remove all. Are you able to first Docker space ps-a Docker container? Okay, stop cloud and loud n loud -web -web. So now if I go and say remove, so I have removed. So now I'm going to go and remove all the images. Okay, so now who asked? Okay, Asaruddin. I'm going to open up. Can you raise your hand? I'm going to do it with the interaction. Asaruddin. Okay. Can you unmute?
Hello, Vijay.
Okay, so now you ask your question. Be mute whenever if I ask, you unmute. Asaruddin. Okay, so now I'm going to walk through one by one. Are you able to see any images, Asaruddin? Asaruddin?
No.
Okay, so now Docker ps-a. So we don't have any images. We don't have any running containers. So now what we are going to do, we are going to download this image with this version. HTTPD is having a lot of version. Go here, go to Docker Hub. I'm going to HTTPD. If you go to 2.4, if I go here, there is a lot of versions. See here. So I'm going with the 2.4. I'm going for 2.4. So if I go with the 2.4, there is some kind of a feature they added, or some kind of a bug they add, or they so if you go through this, you will understand what all changes they deployed as part of this version. So exactly this is the version I am going to deploy. Where I am going to deploy as a container. What is the Apache root directory? Even if you have a doubt, go here. Go to the particular image. Come down. You can see each image while they create, they mention clearly what is the home directory, document root. So you don't need to struggle or worry. Whenever you want to learn something, you please spend some time on the documentation. What is the query? So yeah. See, the volumes is the actual part. Volume is the way you can mount. You can create a volume. You can do it. Okay, or you can directly mount to the NFS part. Both are it's possible. If you go to my videos, I explained already for both. The first container volume directory also you can map it a number of times. So the document root here. So now, Asaduddin,
Yes.
with that document root, with that image, I'm going to launch it. But I need a name. I cannot launch with, till now we launched with a random name, whatever it given by system. But I want a name because I want to have some proper naming as part of my purpose. So, and then the HTTPD is port 80, right? But I want to expose it to different port, right? So I am just giving the what port I want to expose it to. And I want to have detach mode because when I executed, it has to run in the background as a process always persistently. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going here. I am going to run. Please remember there is no image till now. There is no container till now. So I'm going to execute it. So since it's not there locally, it's getting downloaded and it's getting launched. Can we check Docker images now? Yes, there is a HTTP image. Can we check the container? See, it is started up and running. Okay, and it is exposed to port 8080 and the name is Cloud Unlock Web. Are you clear, Asaruddin?
Yes, Vijay.
So
Vijay,
now,
one question with respect to -v.
yeah.
The /var/temp is my local path, and
Yes.
/user/local apache to htdocs is the container path. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank
So
you.
that var temp, you can go with anything, even with volume or directly your local attach or directly your shared mount point. But at the end of the day, no container should hold any data. So even if you lose the container, you will lose all the data. So that's why people normally any application, their document root or storing the data, they never go with the container itself. Container is just a execution, but storing all the data should be outside of the container always. Okay, are you clear till now?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay, now I'm going to check what is my container ID. This is my container ID, right? So it got exposed. So what is my actual IP address, the machine base IP address? So this is the one. So enter. Since already I copied var temp this file, it is showing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to this machine. I'm going to remove index.html. Okay, now I'm going back to here. I'm going to back to here. Since there is nothing, there is no document root index.html, it is showing like this. So now, please remember, I'm not going inside. I am in my base Linux machine as per this diagram. I am in base Linux machine. In this Linux machine, I have created index.html. So in this index.html, where I am creating the directory which I mapped while launching this container. Are you clear?
Yes, Vijay.
So in production, you may go with the actual mount point data or actual volume mount point. So you can give the direct mount point or direct volume path. Are you clear?
Yeah, yes, Vijay.
So I'm going back to this. I'm going back to this. So I'm going here. I have some index.html file which we created. You can create anything just for testing. So I am copying this file to var/temp.
CP, right?
Sorry. I'm very bad at typing. Copy. So I copied. I am going back. See, we never touched the container. We only did in the base Linux machine, but we are able to. Why? Because the container is directly mapped to the local mount point, right? So this is way, even if I delete my container, I'm going back to the inside container. What is the container ID? So this is the ID. Even you can log in with Cloud and Lab Web or direct container ID. So I'm going with this. I'm going inside. I'm going here. I'm going inside. Okay. Now, are you able to see the prompt changed? That means you are inside the container. Are you clear, Aswaruddin?
Yes, Vijay.
So now what I'm saying is I am going to ht docs here ls-ltrh ls-ltrh. So you are seeing index.html, correct?
Yes.
So now what I'm going to do is index.html from inside container. I am just vi index.html. So vi command also we need to install. So this is what we explained some time back. So whenever you create something, you make sure you have some important libraries you install. So as of now, if I go with this, say cat index.html, so the same content I'm getting. So I'm seeing echo command is there. Yes, is there. So simple way echo I am container or I am container hero. Okay, and redirect it to append it to index.html. Okay, now we will check what is there inside this file. So I'm container hero. Can we refresh? See, so
Yeah, got
now
it.
you did something from container. Say assume in this container you have some application. This application is keep on updating or writing something, but even this container goes down, still where this file actually here, right?
Yeah, in the local system.
Yeah, local system. So I don't care even the container is getting some issue, correct?
Yeah.
So now you tell me, last week we have discussed about Terraform, okay? Because everything is interconnected. Now you tell me, I'm having some issue. Are you plan to do some troubleshooting or get rid of this and create another container because you have an image and map this file because the files, everything is saved here. This will, the troubleshooting will take 1 hour, but the recreation, the as it is before, okay, will take 2 seconds. You will go with 1 hour approach or you will go with 2 seconds approach.
2 seconds approach.
Now you are clear.
Yeah, yes.
What is mutable, what is immutable?
Yeah. So one question, like
Yeah.
the if we change the file content in the container,
Yeah.
whether the local disk also will get the changes?
Yeah, that is what we just did from a container only, right? Now
Okay.
we are in container.
Yeah. Can you
So
just
that is
show the file in on the local system once?
yeah. So go to here. This is my local system. So here I am going to show. So the okay, wait. because I'm in a different directory. You observe the current directory. So I'm going with var temp where we mounted ls-lt. Sorry, type very slowly. Okay, so now I'm in correct directory where what have we mounted. So cat index.html. See.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks very much.
So basically this can be your shared network drive, or you can create a volume and mount it. Jim, are you clear? Jim and Asardin, Abbas, everybody.
Yes, Vijay, I'm clear. Azar here.
Okay. What about Jim? Jim, you can raise your hand. Even you are already mounted. Okay. Okay. So I hope everyone is clear now, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed a little bit further. So we have exposed some port. Okay. And I'm going back here. Come down. Now I want to create a private repository the same way, but the private repository, if you do it, the other person cannot go for it. Now, before we go here, Docker Compose, multi-container. So the Docker Compose is always feasible. So now what is the actual scenario between Docker file and Docker Compose? Akila or anyone, can you please raise your hand, share your views? I'm here to correct it. Okay, Jim, go ahead, Jim.
Okay, the difference between Docker Compose and Dockerfile is that we use Docker Compose to run containers, and we use Dockerfile to build image.
Okay, okay. So basically, you can yes. Any other query? Any other views?
We can run multiple containers referring multiple images using Docker Compose.
Okay, I'm just want to I'm looking for something, not this.
Container orchestration.
I'm looking for something. Any idea? Anyone?
Automating the running the containers.
Okay, I'm going to
Templating.
show you one image. Let me just go here. Maybe I can just share my another screen. Let me just check it.
For running the multi container.
Yes, yes. Not in that way. Say, for example, go on mute, everybody. Those who are not talking. Okay, Docker Compose always most preferred. Why? Because the Docker Compose can have multiple Docker file inside. So each Docker file you can say multi each application, right? This way, even you can say which one has to be first, which one has to be next, which one has to be the last one. Uh, the dependency also. Basically, you can create a workflow, one complete application or one complete deliverable. Akila, can you raise your hand? I will unmute it. Abbas, yes, go ahead. Abbas. Okay, Abbas, you can unmute it. So the Docker Compose approach is always recommended. Okay, so the reason is
Hello, Vijay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is actually you want to implement and not what exactly? I just not understanding the proper thing.
See,
Because
I
the
will.
routine is there, Dev runtime is there, and everything I knows. Can you explain a little bit in short?
Yeah, so I'm just going to the diagram. So you are creating one Docker file. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes,
So
Vijay.
this is the Docker file. You are doing some instruction here, and you are executing it. The image is getting created. If you want, you can run also. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
So the same way, if I have application, you will have multiple stack, right? Web stack, app
Yeah,
stack, PP stack, or some other application stack, everything, right?
yes,
So each you need to group it. Each you need to have some different. Say this has to be completed first, then you have to start this, or you need to do this. So that kind of a workflow you need, right?
yeah. Sequence of work means one by
Yeah,
one
yeah,
it's uploaded.
yeah. So again, each has to be different separate task stack, right? Should be.
Mm.
This is what your expectation, correct?
Yes.
So in this case, how you will do it?
We run single means we put a list in this means we create a sequence of list of files means the commands that will execute one by one. For example, if we can take one single example, I can take a Jenkins image,
Yeah,
and I after that Jenkins I want to implement Ansible also in other Docker
yeah,
a container, and one thing I want to for checking I need to put a web server of any Apache or anything.
yeah,
So these three, if I go through the sequence, so I need to create a file
yeah,
that it's by step. It need and that file contains means contain and pull request means the container format should be there. So
yeah.
format is like image name, and the port which is executes the image.
So wait. So format is same, but the port should be different.
Yeah,
If you
port
go
should
with
be
the
different.
minimum 2 tier or 3 tier, correct?
Yeah, correct. And username ID is also different, and
No, no,
everything should
no,
be different.
no. That is all fine. As long as you have some minimum requirement, one at least web server, one at least application server, correct?
Yeah.
So the web server port should be different, and application server port should be different. If you want, you can also add DB. That means 3 stack here: web stack, app stack, DB stack, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, if you go with a Docker file, you need to create a 3 Docker file. Am I correct?
Yeah.
But I want to deploy as an application. Okay, Docker file means you can execute Docker file individually, execute Docker file individually, execute Docker file individually. That is fine. But I want to deploy as an application stack.
So
In that
we
case, you need to
yeah
create a Docker Compose. In
compose
the Docker
Docker compose.
Compose, you first say what is the image and port number and the image name. What is the image? What is the name? What is the port number? What is the mount point you want to mount? What is the mount point you want to mount? Again, you want to another DB stack. You have to keep add this. What will happen is this will be executed. This will be executed. This will be executed in a on the fly. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Go on mute. Okay. Hope everyone is seeing this, right? Abbas, Jim, everybody. So here I'm saying the only one image. The image is Nginx image and container name is cloud unload -web, whatever we put. So we can say the name and port number and volume also. Are you clear? It is a single container. I'm putting it here. But I want to have 2 container as my application stack. Go down. See here. So this is one container. This is another container. Are you seeing Abbas here? Abbas?
Yes.
Okay. So now you tell me if I execute this, compose file, it will be easy for me to deploy. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now I'm going to open one more file. So I'm going for Kubernetes, because this is the comparison people are really need to have. So Kubernetes admin training. So I already have everything. So all you need to have is you need to have some free time. That's it. So I'm going for a pod. Where is the pod? Yes, this is the pod. So I'm going for a multi node pod. So go on mute. So I'm going for a full. Can you see now? Is it somewhat matches the Docker Compose same format here? This is one container.
Yes.
This is another container. So I'm doing a mount point. So I'm just mapping the exact mount point. So this and this. Are you able to see some kind of this one match?
Similarities.
Who asked this Docker Compose? I think Akila. Can you just unmute yourself or raise your hand? I will go for it. Akila? Come on, guys. Okay, I'm just yeah, you can unmute. I given access.
Vijay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Using Docker compose.aml, we need to create app server like SQL and web server.
No, it depends. What I'm trying to convey is Docker Compose can help you to create multiple stack if you have, because definitely our application deliverable will have multiple stack, maybe 2 web server with a different functionality, or 2 app server with different functionality, or web server, app server, and DB server. It's completely depends on you, your project. But this is where the actual Docker Compose is more enough. But before going to Docker Compose, the reason when you ask the initial in this explanation, first you need to start try couple of Docker file example. Based on that, then you try Docker Compose, which will be really easy for you to correlate and understand. Okay, so I'm going back here. See here, I am just giving one. This is one single web container stack. But if you come down, there is a 2. This is web server container. This is going to be DB server container. Now, you also hereafter, when you study something like this, open some example Kubernetes YAML file and just try to compare it. Exactly same. Maybe this part may be something different. Why? Because that is the Kubernetes format. Also, you need to adapt it. But this syntax, everything, most of the scenario is going to be almost same. Some here. So Docker Compose, again, I'll show you this diagram. So Docker Compose is you can create multiple stack with one single as part of one single application, right? Even you want to take down, it's very easy. You no need to go each and every Docker file and control it. You can, as long as your Docker Compose file have all stack, simply use the Docker Compose and make sure you are re-triggering it or restarting it or redeploying it, or it's up to you what you want. That is why this is always recommended. But before going to this, you please try to explore how to do it, custom image, how to change the custom image, how to adapt the custom image, how to push your own image. These are all, if you explore, then this will be easy. Even with this understanding, Kubernetes is really easy. Are you clear?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay.
Vijay, I have one question. After creating the Docker Compose, how we can do it from Jenkins?
No, we will go one by one.
Okay.
So in Jenkins also simple. What is the container here? Image name. This is the Nginx web application server, correct?
Yes.
So basically you can use it for reverse proxy or purpose. So instead of this, you go to hub.docker.com. Can you share Jenkins? The default Jenkins image have their own custom configuration. So if you want your own, you need to adapt it, and you need to go inside and you need to change whatever you want. So before going to that, first understand they have almost one version, two version, three, four, totally four version. So you please understand, okay, if I go with this version, you need to understand what is there inside. So basically they exposed with HTTP 8080 port and what all plugins they installed. So if you don't like or you want to add more plugin, you need to update first here. You are getting my point. So this is how they created, but you use this and you install additional plugin or you install whatever you want or you install different Java version. It's up to you. But please understand first what they did as part of this version. Means this Docker file. What is the version we just took? Alpha. Okay, so now I'm going back here. So instead of this, if I put, I'll take this. I will take this, I will put it in the notepad. Normally, first I will try to understand the notepad. Then only I will try to configure it. So go here. Sorry, I'm going here. I'm going for here. Where is the Docker? Sorry, Jenkins. So go here. So if I want to configure this, then Jenkins. Okay, sorry, Jenkins. Colon. What is the version? Maybe if you don't put, automatically it will go latest. If you put 2.60.3, you can say version 2.60.3. Are you clear, Shravani?
Yes, Vijay, yes.
So in this, you need to first understand what is the name you are going to put. Definitely you cannot put 8080. Why? Because they clearly mentioned, we will go with this 2.6.3. And you need to understand. That is why I'm keep on saying you go there, understand about that image. So they exposed 8080. So you need to make sure what port you want to. The local port is 8080. So you remember just now we have given this one. So
Yes.
this is the local port. This is the what port you are exposing to outside world. The same way here. So you need to make sure what port you are local port. What is the port you are exposing outside. So these are all. And we have did some say var temp. So that means you should first make sure /data mount point in your local or the volumes in your local, right? So once you confirmed all this, then go ahead and implement the Jenkins. That's it. Okay. Are you clear now?
Vijay, because my Jenkins, no, it was unsuccessful. Plugins and all, it was not created successfully.
No. Till now, the reason why I am keep on asking people to create a VM, install Jenkins, and configure plugins manually. Don't go first itself container. Container is straightforward and easy, but you will not realize how to configure complete from the scratch. If you do that, this is very easy because they did everything already. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going back to this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to say, I'm going to exit VAM where I am first. Okay. So VA Docker -compose.yaml yet another markup language. So I'm going to paste it. I'm going to save it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to install or this command, copy Docker compose up, or you can say down. Abbas, this is the easiest way. You can up the stack, complete stack in one single command, or shut down the complete stack in one single command. So copy this, go here and say this. So Docker compose is not installed. So now you need to install that Docker compose. Let's go here. So since it's a CentOS, you can install yum, but if you don't know, simple Docker compose install Ubuntu. In every flavor they have their Ubuntu. So go here, install it. Always stick with some official page, not for a blog, because most of the time the blog will redirect you to the different wrong steps. So they have a simple. They have to first copy this to download the Docker compose. I'm going to do this. I'm going to sudo ls-ltrh. So docker compose.yaml and come down. We are going to change the permission. So basically we need to copy. So we will first ensure it's copied. Go here, ls-ltrh. We will make sure. So yes. Now we can go and change the permission so that we can get this. So docker -compose -version to make sure you have everything. Yes. So now you do that command. Okay. So before that, you please make sure you have the Docker compose file. Yes, we have. So I'm going to execute the Docker compose D command. Enter it. So automatically, Abbas, you are seeing, right? The complete stack is getting created. So now you are seeing Docker ps-a. See here, the Nginx got created, Shravani. So port 80. So if you are using different, if you are planning to use Jenkins, so it's a really straightforward. You no need to install or configure. But the reason why I normally not advising to go directly to this to explore Jenkins is people really never know what have to configure, because you cannot say going to the project or any environment, it won't be that much easy. So you need to first understand the manual driving, then go for all this pinky punky methods. It's a straightforward. Okay, now we have this stack, and can we check this one? Remember this exposed 8080, this port 80. That is why we haven't got any issue. Otherwise, it could have thrown the error because the port is already used. But luckily, the port 8080 only we exposed, not port 80, right? So can we go back and say port 80? See here. So Nginx is running, but there is no document root file. Are you clear, Abbas? Everybody?
Yeah, Vijay.
Yeah, Vijay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we will go here. We will go here. First, we will get rid of everything. First, we will go. Okay, we will see what all is running now. We will just go here. and I'm going to say, so it's there. So Docker container. Okay, stop. What is this name? Cloud and Loud. Cloud and Loud -web is the container, and what is the other container? So I'm just going to say Docker ps-a. So it's exited. Now we can go and say top and we can copy this container ID. Now we can say both are exited. We can remove it. Now we can remove all the images. Okay, so now Docker ps-a, because while learning, you keep clean up, keep remove everything, then you will have easiest way to understand what exactly you are doing. So go here, go here. So now the same, but with two different containers. So go this, copy this, and go here. VIM Docker compose ls Docker compose .yaml. So I'm going to remove everything. In this case, okay, not pasted properly. I'm going to remove everything. First, I'm going to make sure. So now, is everyone? I'm going again back to the Kubernetes part. I'm going to minimize. So, can you compare? Is it looks like same or something different? Shravani, Abbas, everybody.
Same.
So this is what I'm really asking everyone. You first do it manually. Then going to the Kubernetes is really easy. All you need to do is there is some extra parameters which also you need to understand. See, there is a DB. There are a couple of points because you are mounting the volume. That volume you are saying where I need to get it from. So these are all additional parameter only, but the format, everything, it's going to be the same. Okay, now I'm going to save this. Okay, again, I'm going to run Docker compose. See here now. Okay, there is some syntax typo mistake. VIM Docker -compose. Can anyone confirm what is the issue for us? I'm just showing the file because while you practice, you'll also get this same. So can you confirm anyone what is the issue as per this file?
Ports is misaligned. The ports, this thing. It should.
8080, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then misaligned, so it might throw error.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because while you practice also you will get into the same error. So please make sure you are not getting panic. So here the ports also you need to bring under the same. Okay. And you need to make sure all are going to be the same indenting issue. Ansible and this YAML files indenting issue is one of the major part. So go here. So now Abbas, you tell me. So now at a time we are deploying two stack, web stack as well as DB stack. So this is really possible if you go with these kind of methods rather than individual Docker files. Are you clear?
Yeah, yeah, clear. But
Okay.
Vijay, just want to know one thing. For
Yeah.
example, yeah, first is this means what you said is that first we go to the manual deployment.
Yeah.
And so just want to know, can we use, because somewhere people developers also design shell scriptings. Okay.
Yeah.
So can we use shell script in Docker image, Docker file, or
Yeah.
no?
See, you
Yeah.
can even go with all formats, but only thing is
Okay.
you
Okay.
need to first understand how this works.
Okay.
Okay. See,
Understood.
even you can call multiple scripts here. Even you can even call multiple shell scripts here while doing it. But what is my suggestion is first you use all the scripts. Make sure your image is already created as a custom image.
Okay.
Okay, before you involve all in here, you first make sure what do you want. You first create. First priority is you create all necessary custom images as per your project.
Okay. Done.
Then yeah, only thing is you need to just launch it with the relevant username, password, with the relevant different mount points. Because
In
development environment, you may need a different mount points, different port number, and each different environment, you may need this details only going to differ along with the data. Correct.
Yes. Okay. Done.
So now I launched it. Now there is some immediate action. So immediately you can say Docker images. You see there is a 2 stack. Even you can see Docker ps-a. See there is a 2 stack is running. Okay, this stack is exposed to port 80. This stack is exposed to 3306. Okay, and this stack, if you go here, if you see, welcome to Nginx, because port 80 is running. Can we check 3306? I don't think, because it's not a web application. Correct or not?
Correct.
Okay, so now there is some issue. I want to make sure immediately bring down everything. Right? Simple. You can say down. Docker compose. So I can say here. So Abbas or anybody, can you tell me when you need this Docker compose down? What kind of a situation?
No idea. Sorry. Fine.
Stop the containers.
Stop
No.
the container is
What are
not
the
a part.
situations?
Might be server not responding, or any updation, or some updation.
You can go for some maintenance. Say, for example, you want to
Maintenance is
get
good.
yeah, get everything. Then you can go for it, right? So I can just say down. So the complete stack. Now you can say Docker ps-a. So now if you go via individual Docker file with, say, you have a 10 to 15 stacks. Now you imagine, right, Abbas? So it's going to be very, very tough to manage. So that is why even the Kubernetes also following the same kind of a structure. Even if you go the further examples, you will see how this is really painful. Even if you go to deployment, there is a 8 images example also I given. So that is really not possible if you go and manage individual way of Docker file. Shravani, now you understand uh, the larger difficulties, because if you go to any project, you will have multiple stack, not a single stack. Okay, so now I'm going to go this. I'm going to open up.
Vijay, one question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between this Kubernetes deployment YAML and this Docker Compose? What's the difference? Actually, I'm just confused. Like like in deployment
Which
also
one?
we.
No, wait. So go
Kubernetes,
slow.
Kubernetes deployment.
Okay.
Deployment YAML file where we define like all the pods.
Yeah.
Services.
Yes.
And we create the complete structure. Complete stack in the Kubernetes via deployment file.
Yeah.
The compose also we do the same thing.
No. Okay. You are asking something wrong question. Okay. So first you need to maybe you can put your question this way: why we need Docker? Why we need a Kubernetes? Can I rephrase in that way?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay. See, forget about the Kubernetes. Okay, right now you have one. We have created only one mission. Sorry, your name I forgot.
Vijay.
Okay, Vijay. So you, what we did, we have created one mission, right?
Yes,
we have created one machine. We have installed Ubuntu, and we have installed Docker, and we are trying to create some container. Correct?
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay. So now I am going to here. I'm going to wantedly. I'm going to stop this machine. I'm going to stop this machine. What will happen if I stop this?
Single point of failure, that is some container is
Okay,
lost.
you assume it's not a stop. There is a motherboard failure or some hardware failure. It is crashed.
Okay.
So now whatever, as of now, assume there is a 4 containers are running. Say for example, we just did a down, right? So instead of this, I can say Docker Compose up. Sorry, my is always. So assume there is a 2 containers are running. If I go and stop, assume this single machine crashed. What will happen for this 2 container, Vijay?
It got failed. That is, containers will be stopped.
Is your client will accept this, or your manager will agree this?
No. The single point of failure.
Okay, then what you will do? What you will think? Yeah, it's outage.
Yeah,
because
then
at
we
the
need
end of
to
the
go
day,
for
container is nothing but actual servers. Container is nothing but actual VM, correct?
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay, so now what exactly you will start think? Okay, I need a redundancy, correct?
Yeah. Yes. So we need to go for cluster. Yes.
So what kind of a clustering you come across in your learning or official journey for Docker environment?
So we need to go for something like orchestration, like Docker.
Tell me the orchestration name. What is
Kubernetes?
There is a ROM is putting. I think ROM.
Kubernetes as well.
No. Kubernetes now only we know, but before Kubernetes.
Before Kubernetes, we go for high availability, like two different clusters.
That high availability tool name only I'm asking. Docker Swarm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Docker Swarm is the some kind of a cluster. Still, a couple of projects they are happy to use Docker Swarm because they have some dependencies. Okay, so Docker Swarm, simple. You will have 100 machines like this. You group it. So no container will run individual machines. They will group this as a cluster. Okay, cluster. Docker Swarm cluster. On top of this cluster only the container will start run. So even if this goes down, I don't care because I'm not running on you. I'm running on cluster. So even if it goes down, this there are 3 machines, so which will take care. Okay, the simple way the Kubernetes is also same. So I am having missions. I'm having missions. I'm having missions. So I'm grouping these missions as part of cluster. Who am I? I am a Kubernetes cluster, K cluster. Okay, so on top of this, you create a namespace. All are logical. So you create a container. So even if this physical machine goes down, worker node, we used to say worker node 1 in Kubernetes language. So you assume this machine is crashed till this container will not get affected. So still you are going to use the same terminology, same concept, everything as Docker. But if you go with a single machine, it is a single point of failure. That is why first you need to implement either Docker Swarm cluster or Kubernetes cluster, bring all physical machines under that cluster, then you create a container. Are you clear? Vijay?
Yes, Vijay. Yes, Vijay.
Okay. Is there anybody who have any queries? Please let me know. Actually, how many of you are really interested in the use cases? Otherwise, preparing this time is I'm really running out of a lot of time for other tasks. I'm slowly seeing there is no interest. See, the concept wise, the reason why I want to make sure everybody they have to go for in front of me